Say so many good interjections.
Write them down. we'll get on them.
Oh.
Miles O'Neal just lost the football as the pressure came from Cassius Howell. White team on a little bit of a drive here with a 3-0 lead as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, I think I need to get my mic checked again. That was a great play to come back on. Just a blown up assignment there.
Seth, that was the longest bathroom break I think I've ever heard of on air.
It was
impressive,
bad.
man.
It was bad in there, boys.
We can call it technical difficulties, but
I think we all know what happened.
since you went off air, it's been a D-line show. Cassius Howell's making lives miserable, which is great, but it's also not good for the offense.
It's Miles O'Neal handing to E.J. Smith. He was met. Cassius Howell in there again, but the first one to meet the ball carrier. The ball carrier.
I mean, you're definitely not trying to make excuses here for what's happening up front, but there are a lot of guys out, and defensive line has their guys in, and it's just not very crisp right now. Working with the different units, you got a first unit guys with second unit guys, and it's not working out really great for either offensive line right now.
Dayon Hayes was the first to meet the ball carrier in the backfield, the grad transfer from Colorado. Last year at Colorado, he played in 4 games before he was injured. O'Neal will get rid of it toward the end zone. Wanted Johnny Ryder down there, but Julian Humphrey, the Georgia transfer, was tight on coverage on the back line.
It was a great job by Miles O'Neal using the cadence, getting the guy offside, getting a free play, throw it up, take a chance.
That's always good, and as an offensive lineman, you always want to have the snap count change, because the last thing you can afford to have is guys teeing off when they know the snap count. So I always appreciate when a quarterback does that.
3rd and long. They're in field goal range. It would be a lengthy field goal. Tiger riding in the backfield with Miles O'Neal. O'Neal gets rid of it. Johnny Ryder got belted by Aiden Herrera, a sophomore from San Antonio, where he went to Reagan High School.
That was a great hit by 46 there, but Miles didn't do his receiver any favor there, but he did do a good job rolling out. We hope
That's Johnny
Ryder
Ryder
is
that's down
okay over there
after taking the hit. Training staff tends to him.
Man, I'm still wincing. That was a blow up there.
Ryder is a sophomore from Granger, Texas. Played mostly on special teams last year. Very active this spring as a receiver.
You know, Seth, your point, I think the advantage in these games is always, in my opinion, to the defense. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I was an offensive guy, but the offensive line, the cohesion, I think that's such an important. I think that's one of the reasons why so many people are excited about this group, is because they have so many snaps together, right? And we saw that in 2020, and it's a lot easier on the defensive lines to plug and play. They rotate in guys throughout a game, and man, I was just glad to see him get up after that hit, though. Wow.
3rd down play, it creates 4th down, and I mean Aiden Herrera, he popped Johnny Ryder.
Good clean hit.
Yeah, it was.
Right with his shoulder, and
that's part of it today. I mean, can't go to the head or neck area. Herrera, you're right, didn't do that. Clean hit right to the chest. You get a field goal try of 50 yards. This is Zirkle again. He was good from 35 earlier, and he drove this one home from 50. Jared Zirkle responsible for the scoring this afternoon. Couple of field goals.
You love to see it, man. That wasn't an easy kick, and he came out and executed that nicely. Into the win, too.
Well done. And a 6-0 lead for the white team. They've mounted a couple of drives with Miles O'Neal. One of them stalled out in the red zone. The other one got close to the red zone, couldn't quite get there. And it's Zirkle with field goals today of 35 and 50. 6 plays, 31 yards on that drive. Had the big Isaiah Williams run. E.J. Smith had a nice run. So with the Maroon team down 6-0, they step back on the field. And the quarterback is a true freshman, Brady Hart from Cocoa, Florida, and he'll get a pass over the middle. Complete.
They got the youngster in, man. He should be a senior in high school next year, not just a senior right now, but
you're right,
next
he
year.
reclassified.
A 6-yard gain.
Four-star recruit. I know a lot of guys in the country wanted him, and it's always nice as a quarterback when your OC calls you an easy completion on your first snap, right? Like,
was complete to Blake Bunton. And Brady Hart goes back to work.
Yeah.
Went up high, did Bunton, to get this one. Caught at the 40-yard line.
They got some execution going on out there. Nice protection.
Tackle made by number 31.
One thing Brady Hart is, he's a winner. Multiple state championships at Cocoa, Florida.
And that means a lot, man. You can't take that away from a guy as just being a winner.
First and 10 Maroon at their own 41.
showing good timing, accuracy on the throws early.
Roll right, got rid of it too high. But Seth talked about it. Brady Hart's a reclassification in the recruiting cycle. He was originally a top 200 player nationally, according to ESPN, for 2026. But he reclassified and joined A&M signing class.
Second down.
And with the way things are going in college football, I mean, it's such a weird thing to actually see happen, like it's especially from my experience, but it's happening more and more.
The early enrollees,
yeah.
but in Hart's case, it's a full year. He'll send Chase Burton in motion, fake a handoff to A.J. Denota, and then it's too high or off the hands of Zachary Clay.
Great execution, run pass option, single high. Read it correctly, just didn't finish it with the throw. It was a big play opportunity, and just a young guy out there getting comfortable, learning. Looks good. Third down, though. This is when you learn a lot about quarterbacks, see how they handle it. Never want to take or force something that's not there. Just aggressively take what the defense gives you, live for another play.
Pressure coming from the backside, and that comes from the highly touted signee Marco Jones, highly recruited out of San Ramon Valley High School in Dublin, California, one of the top players in that talent-rich state.
Yeah, basically came through unblocked there. Barnes missed that one, but that was nicely done, man. You love to see it if you're the defensive lineman over there with the pressure they've been getting this whole game.
And punt formation for the Maroon team, number 36, Truett Toomey.
Punt time. It's Truett Turney who hit into that punt. Down at the 26.
Punt rolls dead at the 26-yard line.
The Maroon team has been held off the board so far. 6-0 White, second quarter. With you, it's the Maroon and White game for 2025. A&M's season opener not till late August against the UTSA Roadrunners. First two games at home for A&M this year. UTSA and Utah State will come in before a trip to Notre Dame on September 13th. Handoff to Preston Landis to start this drive for the White team.
That was well blocked up front. Looks like they've already started rotating guys in and out on the offensive line. But they well blocked, and Landis did a good job of taking it to the outside.
Quarterback is Paxton Land. Land will throw it downfield, and he's got a wide open receiver, Jonah Wilson, the University of Houston transfer. Big gainer.
Huge gainer. What great recognition by him. Pulls the ball out, sees the corner coming off the edge. and got caught in no man's land, and that's a gash. It's an explosive play, and just a heads-up job by Paxton Land, knowing where the defense is not.
Yeah, they had a mental breakdown there for sure.
A 41-yard gain on the previous play.
The white team has the lead. They're poised to add to it, approaching the red zone. Ronnie Crosby is the running back, and he'll take the handoff right now, and he is stood up at the line of scrimmage. First man in there was Aiden Herrera.
I thought Aiden Herrera.
Yeah, earlier he belted Johnny Ryder. Now he stacks up a play.
The offensive line didn't get any movement. That was just straight horizontal there, but Herrera came down and blasted him again.
Land will throw to Ronnie Crosby, trying to get through the tackle of Rashad Tom Johnson, a true freshman from Bushnell, Florida. Johnson brought him down after a minimal gain.
Maybe not a play that goes on the highlight reel, but a great job by Paxton Land identifying the pressure off the edge. He's unaccounted for. You're hot. He got the ball out into the face of the pressure, avoided a huge negative play. Good job.
So you have third down again. White team will need 8. They've had the drives mounted today, but they stall out in that scoring territory. Now they have to face third down and 8 from the Maroon 26. And we'll get a timeout. I believe that was, I mentioned it earlier, Steven, your old teammate, Jordan Peterson. He's listed as the head coach of the white team, going against Trooper Taylor.
How about that,
head coach of the Maroon team over there. Over the middle, caught Keoti Armstrong, the true freshman tight end. He's going to be a bit short of the first down. Keoti Armstrong, part of that recent signing class from Jasper, Texas.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing all kinds of good things about Keoti. I think that that tight end class is going to be very strong. I know we got a lot of people in there, but hopefully he comes out and shines next year.
Hopefully he shines as bright as his shoes.
Well, the white team didn't want this drive to stall out with another field goal attempt, so they're going to go for it on fourth down. I like it. 20-yard line. They need the 18. 4th and 2. Paxton Land, he'll try to throw for it. He's got Keoti Armstrong. He's down near the 10-yard line, and that is a first down.
Was it offensive pass
interference?
I
was just looking.
Oh, the flag is down. The flag is down. So perhaps.
It's all right. Nothing wrong with being too aggressive.
Not going to move the chains. They'll move it back.
It's a good drive by Paxton Land. He was decisive, got the ball out of his hands quickly, accurately. Gave his team a chance. It's always debatable, isn't it? Is it offensive pass? Is it not?
The penalty makes it 4th down and 17 for White. New line of scrimmage.
But I mean, you can always teach that aggressiveness out of a guy. I'd rather him do that, start there, and then just talk his way out of it than being passive about it.
Aggies second-year head coach Mike Elko looks on from behind the action as this will be a Liam Padron field goal attempt, and this will be from 53 yards. Can he get it there? Did he get enough of it? He did. It drove it home from 53 yards, so it's 3 field goals for the white team. And it's a 9-0 lead. Liam Padron, a line drive, drove that home from 53. So the Maroon team's going to start on the 25-yard line. No kickoff here.
Maroon takes over first down and 10.
It's a 9-0 white team lead. You have 2 field goals from Jared Zirkle, and then Liam Padron just drove one home from 53 yards. And Marcel Reed is back to operate. Marco Jones got into the backfield. Flag flew.
Holding, offense number 77.
And a holding call.
Replay first down.
On Tyler Thomas, who's a true freshman from Dickinson, Texas.
The Maroon offense just hasn't been able to get anything going, and it's this white team defensive line
It'll be second down.
making their lives miserable. You know, these games, though, don't really favor athletic quarterbacks like Marcel Reed, because inevitably
I was
they get
just
blown
about
dead
to make
a
that
little
comment. There's no
early.
telling.
If they
You
don't
never
bring you
know
down,
there.
that whistle will.
That's exactly right.
DJ Hicks coming with the pressure that created that hold. Pass was caught by KC Concepcion, and he's brought down by Bryce Anderson. Concepcion a little slow to get up. Got twisted around a bit on that tackle by Anderson. He'll walk it off over to the Maroon team sideline.
Good competitive catch, though.
That was well executed.
Strong hands.
Well executed by the offensive line and Miles. I think Marcel, sorry.
So Marcel has Ruben Owens back there in the backfield with him. He'll throw out here to the right side. Pass is incomplete. Des Riggs was on the coverage, and he wanted Theo Mellon-Orstrom.
And that was a great job by the back end of this defense there. They had him locked down. They had a crossing play called, trying to defeat man coverage, and Will Lee hung on tight too. That's difficult as a corner. You're running the full length of the field, and you got guys running at you trying to pick you. And they were blanketed well in that play.
Has Ruben Owens touched the ball yet? I was just thinking about that.
He did early. Ruben Owens has 2 carries for 5 yards. Oh, that's muffed. But Isaiah Williams able to get back on it.
But it's down by number 0, Isaiah Williams at the white 33-yard line. I will take over, first down and 10.
Well, the white team, they have kept the Maroon team off the board. They've got a chance to extend their lead. At some point, they want to punch one in for a touchdown, though, right?
Yeah, there's
field goals.
There's a different level of execution from the white team right now. They seem to be more dialed in than Maroon. But yeah, you're right. They got to get one in the zone.
And it's going to be Jacob Zeno who they asked to do it. He's at quarterback, and he will throw after play action. He's going to go deep down the right side. That is incomplete as he looked for TK Norman, and providing the coverage was the true freshman from Lancaster, California, Adonis Curry.
Quick pressure again in the pocket, making it tough on these quarterbacks. And you know, like any spring game, it's when one group shines, it's not good on the other. Right now, it's this defensive line getting pressure with 4 guys, not even having to blitz or bring guys from the secondary to get home, and making it tough on this offensive line.
3 receivers will go to the left side. Isaiah Williams, Amari Nyblack, and TK Norman. Zeno will throw that way. That may have got tipped. They may have gotten to his arm in the backfield. It is caught by Isaiah Williams, but the pass rush may have altered that just a bit.
Yeah, again, as Steven said, man, the defensive line's getting after him. Offensive line's got to protect better than that, obviously. But for Zeno's credit, he's doing a good job of navigating the pocket as best he can.
Ryland Kennedy got in on him. So you're looking at 3rd down and very long. E.J. Smith has it, leaped a defender, and then it's run out of bounds. Tarian York was over there.
It's a good job by Zeno there. 3rd and long, defense was soft. Check it down, see if your back can make someone miss, and just keep getting positive yards. Don't try to force something that's not there, right? That's kind of the Achilles heel of this offense last year, is trying to do a little bit too much at times, and leads to costly turnovers. And you don't want to ever feel like you're taking the decision capability away from your quarterback, but you also want to avoid costly turnovers in key situations.
Tyler White hit into that one, went over the head of KC Concepcion and bounced on into the end zone.
A 68-yard punt by number 37, Tyler White.
Again, coming up at halftime, the Legends game presented by the City of Bryan. That's where I'm headed right now, fellas. Go get ready for that. I'll leave the remainder of the first half to you guys. It'll be a flag football game amongst former players here at A&M.
Happy to be up here in the booth for that one, Will.
Yeah, you guys are going to love it. A lot of the guys you played with, you'll get to make fun of them. But I'll be back with you second half.
Sounds
Enjoy
like
it.
a pulled hamstring waiting to happen.
You wouldn't know about that, would you?
A thing or two. It's Marcel. Man, again, Seth, this Aggie defense has been all over this Maroon offense. It's slow going right now, both on the back end and up front.
Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier, but it's really tough to get any kind of cohesiveness when you've got this switching in and out, and you're just it's just tough, man. It's really awkward for spring games in this situation.
2nd and 10 now. Let's see if Marcel Reed can get them going. Ooh, and a good throw and completion that time to Mario Craver.
He did a good job navigating the pocket. I mean, you know all about that in the quarterback position, but that was something that he did well last year and continues to do here.
Wow, it was a great tight window throw across the middle. A lot of bodies around him in the pocket. He really couldn't even finish the throw. Mario Craver, another transfer wide receiver that Aggies are excited about. 1st and 10 now.
Ooh, pressure again. I don't know. Oh, they didn't call that one. That was nice.
Mario Craver again on the deep crossing route. Good patience by Marcel. And I tell you, that pocket held up nicely on that one. There's been a lot of pressure, but he had a lot of time and double coverage going up and making a play.
Craver made a great catch there.
Wow. He went up and high pointed it. Now we got the Maroon offense playing downhill. 1st and 10 on the 35.
Well protected.
Here he goes.
Oh, we saw something.
And the whistle, I think, saves the White defense again on those. Those are the kind of plays that he can house quickly, and
looks like it'll be holding, I'm sure.
Potentially a holding call, bringing it back, but
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Yeah,
definitely grabbed him there. But that's what he does so well. And I think for defensive coordinators, when you're trying to game plan against a guy like Marcel that can get it done in the pass game, but man, that threat with his legs, right? You're just trying to force your defensive line to be so sound in their rush lanes, because you give up one and he's gone.
and that's what makes him so dangerous, the ability to pull it down and make that kind of play. I mean, really the hold didn't need to be done to make that play, but it just was what the reality of the play happened, and you saw what he can do.
1st and 20. That one's picked off.
Yeah, well defended. Is that our guy? Is that Herrera? No.
Reed's pass is intercepted by number 54, Jordan Lockhart.
Lockhart.
Great
There we
play
go.
there by Lockhart. Man coverage just kind of undercut that corner route to the field. That's a long throw. That ball's traveling a long time. You got to get it up quickly, but
Well defended.
man, I'm telling you, this White defense, they've
Came
looked
to
good,
play.
not only up front rushing, but certainly on the back end. They've been getting it done, locking them down. It's good to see these guys making the most of the moment, the opportunity.
We got Miles O'Neal back in.
Miles has been really the shining quarterback so far in this first half. 1st and 10, 2-minute situation. And a good completion there, getting some yards on 1st down. That's always the most
Just
important
taking what they
play.
give you.
Yep,
He throws complete.
finding his tight end, Amari Nyblack.
Amari Nyblack.
Coaches always say that getting that first completion in that 2-minute drill is always the most important thing. See if we can get another snap off here. Good job checking it down to his running back there, DeAndre Wrighton. He's been active today as well. Gets out of bounds.
Again, he's doing a good job of taking what they give him. I mean, obviously, you'd love to see the big play happen there, but dumping it off to run back like that.
He was looking down here to the right, working to the single wide receiver. They got soft, didn't have it. Find your back, keep the chains moving. Don't take the sack, right? That's the drive killer in 2-minute situation, is the costly sack that you want to avoid. Now 3rd down and 5.
He got the jump on Fathery there.
Oh,
nicely done.
Great completion that time to TK Norman. But hey, did you see what happened there? They were bringing pressure from the boundary, bringing the will-free safety. They identified it, remiked it over there to get it picked up, found the open guy. That's big-time football right there by this White offense. Good job, quarterback, offensive line, staying in cohesion, getting a 1st down. Oh, no.
That's what happens when you just tip it like that. That might have been a little bit behind him, but that was definitely catchable.
Torian York with the interception off the hands of number 82, Jonah Wilson, on the crossing route.
Running to the Legends team down there.
You know, those can be deceptive, right, Seth? I mean, I know you didn't run many routes in your day, but when you're on those short little crossing routes and you got one that's a little bit hot, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely catchable.
It was very catchable. He's going to want that one back. Certainly, it was a good throw, but it's a lot more difficult than I think it sometimes looks on TV. Those tip balls across the middle are always the recipe for an interception, but it does leave 1:46 on the clock for Marcel Reed to get an opportunity for the 2-minute drill. Incomplete.
DJ Hicks with a nice rush there.
It was.
Just ripped down the guy he was going against.
Trying to find KC Concepcion. It seems like KC has been that security blanket so far for Marcel Reed. A lot of targets so far in this game, but it's been
good reason, man. There's
Yep.
a lot of expectations for him next year.
He did it all at NC State. He caught it, he ran it, return kicks.
Yeah, right.
Reminds me of Anaya Smith. 2nd down and 10 on the 33-yard line. Ball's out. And completed to Mr. Mario Craver again for no gain, and it's that suffocating back end of this White defense, not giving much for this Maroon offense. 3rd and 10, clock is ticking, 2-minute drill. Marcel Reed
Again, using his legs.
Oh, and a great throw there, but we've got a flag on the back end, trying to find Ashton Bethel Roman. Dropped it, but
Holding, defense, number 2. 10-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
holding call on the back end, and that's it's a drive extender there. Good job, but that's what Marcel does, extending those plays. It makes life difficult on the back end. They're trying to hang on for 5-6 seconds, and
But
it's not easy.
as the defense just about to get off the field, you know, that's something you can never have. Just simple mental error like that.
You can see all the defensive backs on that play. Backs to the quarterback. They don't even see the ball in the air. It's a great job by Marcel, giving his guy a chance, knowing that, hey, you could get a PI as well. It's well defended, though, by Des Ricks.
1st down and 10 for Maroon from their own 43-yard line.
A little dinged up. I don't know, Des Ricks, but 1st and 10 for this Maroon offense. And that's been the go-to play for this offense so far. It's the old Hank concept in the West Coast system. The curl starts over the ball, easy completion.
Yep. Feel the confidence. Is that Theo? The tight end, the bright shoes.
Officials timeout on the field for injury.
Took a potential helmet to the head. Hope he's okay. Certainly a key target for this Aggie offense. What did they get some bright crayons in the tight end room this week?
They must have.
It's rather electric. It's good to see him get up. Man, he made some great plays last year, high point in the football, and certainly you talk about the mismatch in the pass game when you get a tight end lined up against a linebacker, right?
That's 1 minute.
Yeah, you can do so much, man. Like I can remember when I was at Cleveland, and we had Kellen Winslow Jr. and Steve Hayden. Hayden was more the blocker, and Winslow was more the catcher. But to have, like, to me, I loved it, man. You have 2 tight ends out there, and that gives the defense fits because you gotta have 3 linebackers in the game, and if you're ever in nickel in that situation, then we're gonna run the ball, and then if you got 3 linebackers out there, they're just gonna throw it to Kellen. I mean, it was a great situation if you can pull it off.
2nd and 3, 46 seconds left here in the second quarter. Marcel Reed trying to get a drive going here. And I think the whistle made the tackle on that one, Seth. You know, that's
he may or may not have gotten tackled right there, but the whistle definitely, you're always down on that one.
The clock's ticking, so they're going to have to get on the ball quickly.
1 yard gain on the play,
Third down and 1. There he is, KC Concepcion again. That's been the guy that he's going to. Clock will stop on first down. We'll get down to the 40, and they're going to bang a timeout.
Timeout, offense. Their final timeout of the half.
It's
It'll be
good
30
to
seconds
see.
in length.
Yeah,
Marcel Reed get some rhythm, though.
it's good to see him get rhythm, and it's good to see Concepcion do what he's doing, man. Like, it's like the number of transfers we've got in the wide receiver room, and to have them come out and play like that, I would almost say that's one of the highlights of the game so far, is being able to see the new guys in action and being able to hopefully translate that into next year. I mean, that was definitely one of our weak points last year, was the receiver depth that we had and that level of talent. And, you know, with Thomas transferring and losing the guys that we did, just to have that level of depth right now is exciting, at least.
Yep, KC Concepcion, Mario Craver, another big name. Adding some guys this summer. True freshman Jerome Miles, I know, is another guy that a lot of Aggie fans are excited to see out there. All right, first down and 10. Ball's on the 40-yard line. 17 seconds left here in the second quarter. It's Marcel Reed. A little high that time to his running back, Ruben Owens.
Good pressure off the end. A little bull rush there on the right tackle.
Got 1 timeout to play with here, so love to see them get the ball down to the 30-yard line to make a field goal, though they got the wind behind them, and we've already seen a 52-yarder into the wind. But enough time for another play. You don't have to get out of bounds, so you got to work the full field here. 2nd and 10, 11 seconds.
That's I mean, just like we talked about earlier, that's the last thing that you can have right there. Hopefully they call it incomplete, not a sack, so we'll see.
They're going to call it a sack and blow it down. Marco Jones with the pressure.
That'll be the final play of the first half.
Are they going to? Nope.
Yeah, they called it. They called it a sack, and you said it earlier, man. That's the last thing you can have.
Well, it's been all white team in the first half, 9-0. When we get back, we're going to take it down to the field for the Legends game with Will Johnson.
The city of Bryan, and in a moment we're going to have the honorary coin toss coming from Bryan Mayor Bobby Gutierrez and City Manager Keen Register. So the coin toss in just a moment, but let me introduce you to our captains today. 2 future Hall of Famers to my right, captain of the white team, Vaughn Miller. Captain of the Maroon team, please welcome back to Kyle Field, Mike Evans. And real quick, Vaughn, does the defense win championships over an offensive legend? What do you have to say about that, Mike? He's calling defense win championships today.
I hate to say it, but I agree.
All right. We have Keen and Bobby with us. Honorary coin flip. The City of Bryan logo is heads. The Letterman's Association logo is tails. Bobby, you do the honors. That is the Letterman's Association logo. Mike called tails. It is tails. Mike, you want the ball? Mike and the Maroon team with the ball first. Let's go, guys. Thank you to Bobby Gutierrez, the Bryan Mayor, and Keene Register, City Manager for Bryan. All right. Mike Evans, line your Maroon offense up. Maroon offense, you are up first. All-time quarterback today is Jake Ubenak. He led the Aggies in the 2015 Music City Bowl. Jake, your warm-up time is running out. You got to get them lined up here at the 25. We got to get going. So Mike Evans' team, the Maroon team, Team Crow will start with the ball. Assistant coaches for the Maroon team today, Travion Williams and Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson now with your Dallas Cowboys. White team is on defense. White team on defense, get lined up. Also, welcome back to Kyle Field, the assistant coach for the white team. He is fresh off a Super Bowl championship with the Eagles, Braden Mann. Well, Braden, you got the ball first. You're a punter, no special teams in this game. What are you dialing up first?
Yeah, don't got a whole lot of offense, defense knowledge to me, so I'm going to let Vaughn do most of that. If we got a punt, I'll be the first one to be coaching him up, so hopefully no one has to punt today.
You'll be ready. All right, Jake Ubenak, fire away. Maroon team on offense here. Oh, he's got Sam Matthews. Sam Matthews, the 12th man here at Texas A&M during his time. We have a few who were the 12th man in this Legends game today. Ball's at the 15-yard line. Now that's Jeff Fuller. He's brought down by Terrence McCoy. Jeff Fuller, one of the all-time leading receivers at Texas A&M from 2008 to 2011. Second down, ball's on the 12, 7 to go. Ike Lyles, you gotta be, yeah, Jake needs somebody to snap it. Ike Lyles steps up. Coverage is pretty good. There's a catch by another 12th man, Connor Choate. Did he get in the end zone? No, I don't think he did. Got a half-yard short. Need a run game when you're a half-yard short, or just get it to Deshaun Hall for a touchdown. Deshaun Hall, a really good pass rusher for the Aggies from 2013 to 2016. But a touchdown catch here.
8 minutes to go, Will.
8 minutes left in the game. Is this our two-point conversion from the 10? All right, going for two. No pass rush, so you got time, Jake. Oh, loft one up. That's caught by Kendrick Rogers. He's fighting easy Wachaku for it. Kendrick Rogers, one of the greatest catches of all time in an A&M uniform in the 7 overtime game against LSU. So that's good. So it's 8-0. White team, you're on offense. We need some tempo here, guys. We need to get a little tempo going. White team's on offense. These are those old school offenses, like 3 yards in a cloud of dust. All right, Mike Evans, what are you dialing up for the white team? Or excuse me, Vaughn. Vaughn, what are you dialing up for the white team? Team picker.
Well, we are under 7 minutes remaining, under 7 minutes.
We're going to have to go hurry up, no huddle if you guys want to get some possessions in. The wild man, Spencer Neely with the snap. Oh, trickery! Trickery! Touchdown, Jaworski Lane! How about that throw from Johnny Jolly? And naturally, Travion Williams. Travion, what's the problem?
Not offsides. Everybody has to start behind the line of scrimmage. He started off past the line of scrimmage. That is not an illegal.
Do you see a yellow flag down? If you don't see one, it counts. That means it's 8-6.
6 minutes remaining.
Now wait, one 2-point conversion was from the 10-yard line. This was from the 3. Now that's hey, get it to Johnny Jolly. Johnny Jolly just threw a touchdown. Why not catch a 2-point conversion? So I think we're 8-8. Time ticking away. 8-8. Time ticking away. Mike Evans, what do you got dialed up here?
A little something similar.
All right, 25-yard line, guys. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, Jake. Little toss to Kendrick Rogers. More trickery. Loft one up to Ike Lyles. That got picked. Max Wright. Max Wright. One of the all-time favorites. Ball's dead, guys. You can quit the lateral. I mean, are we trying to take this thing 100 yards? Ball's dead. Ball's dead. White team on offense after the turnover. Max Wright with a nice pick.
5 minutes remaining.
5 minutes to go. Ike Lyles is at center. Ike Lyles was responsible for the first ever tackle made by a 12-man kickoff team member in 1983. All right, we got a tie game. That's a nice throw to Sam Matthews. Nice catch, Sam Matthews, inside the 10-yard line. Oh, Jake's looking, all kinds of time. Throw one up for Jeff Fuller, not quite. Not quite. That easy Wachaku on defense.
3 minutes remaining, Will. 3 minutes.
3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Oh, give it to Ike Lyles. That's a touchdown. A white team wasn't ready. You just stuck in the mud. All right, we'll redo that one. There. Connor Choate. Nice play, nice catch. We're getting close to the 2-minute drill for the white team when you get the ball back. We're about 2 minutes to go. The score right now is inconclusive. I know the white team needs a score.
2 minutes remaining, 2 minutes.
2 minutes left. The pick six is under protest. That's what's got us confused right now. There you go, Malcolm Kennedy. Oh, he's trying to make some moves. No, he didn't get the flag. They did, got the flag. Malcolm Kennedy, 4 career touchdown catches against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Nick Saban didn't like him too much. Oh, high snap, Neely. High snap. Come on. The wild man, Spencer Neely, a little too wild there. Close it in on a minute to go. Got to get that hurry up offense going, Jake. Carl Roaches, 1981 Pro Bowler with the Houston Oilers with the catch. You can see the inconclusive score right now up on the board. We have a protested pick six at the moment that perhaps we'll sort out later. But the white team needs to score. 30 seconds left. Did Malcolm Kennedy get in? Touchdown. Hey, Maroon team, if you want one play. Go for 2. I don't know if the Maroon team has time or not after this 2-point conversion. This is a stall tactic. Last play of the game. Last play of the game. Loft one for Easy Wachaku. He got it. He got it. He's going to do a little Kyle Field leap to end this game. Easy Wachaku with a great catch to close it out. Nice job, guys. Thanks for joining us for another year of the Legends Game presented by the City of Bryan. How about a hand for our former players, our legends, this afternoon?
These defensive fronts, negative 6 yards rushing for the Maroon offense, 1 turnover apiece, and this Maroon team will get the ball to start the second half, trying to get a little offensive rhythm. And it'll be Marcel Reed again to start the second half, and they weren't able to get that 2-minute drill to connect there at the end with that late sack, Seth. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously want to see the offensive running game get started here. Somehow, some way, they've got to do something on both sides of the ball to change what's going on at the line of scrimmage and in the running game. So hopefully it starts on this drive.
It'll be 1st and 10 for this Maroon offense on the 25. Marcel Reed, KC Concepcion have had a rhythm in the first half. And it'll be Ruben Owens off the edge to start off, but not much happening again for this Maroon run game. It's been slow going. Seth, you talked about it, kind of that cohesion and how important it is for the offensive line and how it really is advantageous for the defenses in these spring scrimmages.
Yeah, there's a lot of excuses you can make for them, but, you know, at some point in time, they just got to get it done, and I'm sure that's what every coach is telling them right now.
2nd and 8. Marcel in the gun again. A good pocket that time, and it's Ruben Owens in the flat, but a great tackle in space.
Yeah, he did a good job of catching the ball and that swinger out there. And
Jordan Shaw making a great play. You love to see your defensive backs not just being good in pass coverage, but their ability to come up and be a force tackling in the run game or making a tackle in space. A lot of these teams, offenses now run these screen games, try to make you cover 53 and a third yard of the field. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 again for Marcel Reed. And it's Ruben Owens on the rail route, bust coverage. That's a big play to convert on 3rd down in a rhythm for this Maroon offense as we welcome back the man himself, Will Johnson.
Speaking of legends.
That play-by-play sounded pretty good. You want to keep rolling?
My question is,
He's done great, man. I've just been up here looking like an idiot.
We saw you 2 minutes ago exiting the field, and you're already back up here.
Well, you have to know the stadium well enough to know all the quick routes, the hot routes to get back to
You definitely took the hot route, man. That was impressive.
Man knows his game. He's coachable.
I need to catch my breath. You can call this one with Marcel Reed handing off to Mario Craver. Tackle
Nice.
by Jared Kerr.
Little outside zone, giving the defense a little mix. You know, it's always the backside zone read game. That time you read the front side end, and you get that stretch. You push them horizontal and use that speed against a defensive end trying to get upfield. It's a good read, good give read there by Marcel, and a good chunk of 7 yards on first down.
Shotgun for Marcel. Incomplete, looking for Ashton Bethel Roman, and the blanket Will Lee on the coverage.
And really, any way they can get the running game working, right? The reverse there, or the basic, effectively the outside zone when they hand it off to the receiver there. But anyways, it doesn't matter. But we got to get something going, so that was at least a good start to it.
3rd and 3 here. It's probably 4 down territory, so you got to keep that in mind as a quarterback. Don't want to take a sack here. Give yourself a chance to go for it again.
Gonna tuck it and run with it. Des Ricks was out there as the whistle blew, and it was right near the first down sticks. I believe they will move the chains, and they will.
Yeah, and that was a legitimate run right there. There wasn't any kind of question on was he down or was he not. He just made a decision, a good decision, and tucked it and run.
And that's exactly what he does. We talked about it at length. They get soft in coverage. Everyone turns their back to the quarterback, and he takes off running. That's the threat he is.
Mark Nabu at center. Fake the handoff to Jamarian Morrow. Up the field to the right side, and that is caught by Ashton Bethel Roman.
Great throw and catch. Love that read by Marcel. RPO run game call, right? They come down in single high defense trying to stop the run. You got one-on-one outside man coverage. And what a throw.
Yeah,
back shoulder and man-to-man coverage. It was good coverage.
It was good coverage.
Great competitive catch.
And it's good to see the young guys going out there and making a play, so that's impressive.
Big, tall guy on the perimeter, too.
It was Des Ricks with that really good coverage, but Ashton Bethel Roman hauling it in. Now Marcel Reed wants the end zone.
Oh, there we go. He have his foot down.
Ashton Bethel Roman again, and they gave him a touchdown.
Nice.
Back to back. Same exact play the other way. Put it on the highlight reel. Great throw, great catch. Got the foot down. That's good football right there. That's what you want to see for Marcel. Get him in rhythm, end on a bang.
That was
Get this offense going.
Yeah, I mean, those are the kind of first drives of a second half that you, as a coach, you leave that locker room and you're like, hey, let's get some points. And that's exactly what they did, except it wasn't just field, it was a touchdown, so it was beautiful. And that drive right there, they might be out. They might pull all the starters out at this point.
What a throw.
Yeah, he saw the replay. Ashton Bethel Roman got that right foot down before he was forced out of bounds. Terrific play. And the extra point after our first touchdown of the day from Randy Bond is good. First touchdown, but it hasn't quite matched the 3 field goals of the white team. So it's a 9-7 lead here in the Maroon and White game 2025.
So how was the Legends game?
I wanted to ask you guys, a lot of those former players, just like yourself, well, all of them former players, some of them you guys played with. I mean, the display of athleticism down there, was it less than impressive?
Hey, elite level of talent, especially the play that Jaworski Lane made, the little sleep mode in the end zone. Little
Cherry picking in football.
You know, I think they started to make up a few rules out there.
I approve of that rule. If I ever played in one, I hope I don't. That's the kind of route that I would love to run.
I'll tell you, the year I go out there and play in one, it's the year they start using golf carts to run routes. As long as it's not my legs being used, I'm happy to do it.
You got a lot against you out there, man. Pulled muscles, embarrassment, all kinds of stuff.
Been there, done that.
The Maroon team gets on the board with the touchdown pass from Marcel Reed to Ashton Bethel Roman. Now Jacob Zeno leads the White offense, and he's got a completion immediately to TK Norman with Julian Humphrey on the coverage.
It's a good job again by Jacob Zeno. Good throw, low and outside, away from the defender. It's going to be press man. That ball has to travel a long way when you're on the right hash.
Field for injury.
Good job identifying single high defense. Take the pass.
Another young guy making a play in the wide receiver room. They're going to have to.
TK Norman stayed on the turf for just a bit.
It looks like he's cramping.
I would agree. That
was a legitimate one, not the Ole Miss kind, you know.
Oh, man, so many things a part of college football. Unfortunately, that is too. But Norman, he got some assistance going off the field. He just went to the Maroon team sidelines. I mean, they're his teammates too, after all. Even though he wears the white today, this is a handoff to E.J. Smith. He's stacked up out there on the left side. Tyler Onyedum is in on the tackle, as well as Damian Sanford. Also getting out there was Dalen Evans.
Hopefully they get this running game dialed in on, especially for the white team here. We got the Maroon team with a nice little running game developing.
.32-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Coley Fayu is the center. Chase Basanta is one of the guards. Nice coverage out there. He wanted Johnny Ryder, but it's Julian Humphrey, the Georgia transfer, right there again.
It's exciting to see these transfers stepping up, man. That's what it's all about in college football these days. Is just, you know, managing whether by freshmen or by transfers that are experienced, and getting a guy like that's going to pay off dividends next year.
It's great to see them competing in man coverage, right? You know, on third down and short, they're going to have to come up and challenge wide receivers, and they're doing a great job of making it difficult to get some completions.
Tyler White, another boomer over the head of KC Concepcion, and just like the one earlier, it will skip into the end zone for a touchdown. Under 10 minutes to go, third quarter. White team 9, Maroon team 7.
Special thanks to Traditions Club and American Campus Communities for their sponsorship of today's Maroon and White game. Now passing regular attention to the video board, it's time to check out today's pre-coach chase cam. To participate in other home events, be sure to open your 12-man awards account at the 12-man app or at 12manawards.com and upload your game day photos for 12-man awards bonus points.
So Marcel Reed just led a touchdown drive for the Maroon team, got him within 9-7. He's back out there. The center is Ashton Funk. The guards to each side of Funk are Tyler Thomas and Marcus Garcia. It's the freshman Jamarian Morrow in the backfield with him. And movement right away, and making them pay for it. Coming across the line was Landon Rink, and pushed the offensive lineman over that jumped.
Showed some restraint right there by 52, man. I tell you, that's a fight waiting to happen if you get blown up like that in spring ball.
Yeah, the McKinney brothers would have been tag teaming that.
Oh, man. It is a loss of 5, so they're back to their own 15. Handoff to Jamarian Morrow, but in the backfield is the talented true freshman Marco Jones.
Man,
I think Marcel wanted to keep that, and the receiver jerked it out of his hands. Because Marcel was wide open.
Yeah, on any read game, when the guy that you're reading makes the tackle, is obviously not the guy that's supposed to carry the ball. But man, he looks really good off the edge. The speed to track him down.
Too far out of reach for Ashton Bethel Roman.
10, Marcel Reed throws incomplete. Intended for number 3, Ashley Bethel Roman.
Seen a couple of those today where just quarterback, wide receiver don't seem to be on the same page. Depth of the route, little miscommunication. The things you want to get worked out now, certainly not next fall. Those easier completions like that. 3rd and long though, backed up. You want to see your veteran quarterback not take a sack or force something.
Well protected.
Got it complete to Mario Craver, the Mississippi State transfer.
Almost got it.
Very close. Not quite.
A good job by Marcel. Started his read down here to the bottom and then progressed back to the dig across the middle. Good job getting to number 2. I think that's a big part of his development as a young quarterback is, hey, number 1's not there. I've got to get on time to number 2 and 3.
That was a great play altogether.
It
Up
was.
front, Marcel, well executed. Great catch.
Now they give him a very makeable 4th and short.
I'm going to call it about 1.5 yards needed for on this 4th down. Got to get right to the 30-yard line. They're close to the 29. Reuben Owens in the backfield with Marcel Reed. He'll get the handoff, but slashing in from the secondary is Will Lee.
The blanket.
There he is.
The blanket and coverage and the running game.
What did we say
apparently.
earlier? You love your corners not just to be great in coverage, but guys that are willing to come up and make plays in the run game, and that's it right there. It's a difference. Make tackle for loss on 4th down. It's your corner.
Yeah, you
off
love
the
to
edge.
see that. That's impressive, especially off the edge with the corner.
And I'll ask you guys, it feels like in a Mike Elko defense, guys in the secondary are very active around the line of scrimmage. It's not just coverage. He'll send them on a blitz. They're great with the screens. I mean, those guys live around the line of scrimmage a bunch. Guys like Dalton Brooks, Bryce Anderson's done it. Now it's really good field position for the white team trying to add to their lead, and Miles O'Neal runs up the middle. He's got a nice gain inside the 20.
Great decision there. The center kind of got on an edge with his defensive lineman, and Miles tucked it. No one touched him. That was a legitimate run, so good play.
Really good play. Getting north and south inside the pocket. Love to see young quarterbacks step up and not try to escape left and right.
Converging on him was Miles Davis and Rashad Tom Johnson. Now he's going to throw to the end zone. Oh, he's got a catch from Isaiah Williams. Went up and got it. Touchdown for the white team, and they add to their lead.
I love this celebration, man. I saw the Maroon team do it earlier and the white team going crazy. You love to see the guys, especially in a spring game, being able to show some excitement.
Absolutely. This matters for these guys, right? They're trying to earn the trust and the respect of their teammates and coaches. And that's the exact same play that we saw earlier on the touchdown down here. Inside run game called, single high defense, one-on-one on the outside. Got to make them pay. Great job going up and making a competitive catch in the end zone.
And that was really good coverage by the true freshman Adonis Curry, but Isaiah Williams came down with it. After the extra point, it's a 16-7 white team lead. They get their first touchdown. Comes after those 3 field goals. But it's a 2-score game again.
Yeah, I think the offenses have really went into halftime and got coached up, man. They come out on fire, so that's always good to see that you can at least flip the script like that in the second half and get out and get something done.
Well, Mike Elko looks on. He's been watching from behind the action. I wanted to get him on the microphone over the PA at the end of that Legends game. He declined. You know what I learned from the Legends game is, Seth, you need to teach our guy Spencer Neely how to snap. but he was having some trouble. Spencer Neely was one of the funnest guys to cover
it's not as easy
ball
as it
time.
looks,
Yeah, that's
is
right.
it?
That's right. Yeah.
I love Spencer.
Neely was
as a
fun.
player,
He was a
man.
wild man, but he got a little too wild with some of those snaps today that cost his offense. But now the Maroon team down a couple of scores and Marcel Reed back to operate. They need a drive. Got to get points of some kind here very soon. And he wants to go up top, and KC Concepcion, couldn't quite haul it in, and that's really nice defense by Des Ricks.
That was a great hand battle right there between he and Ricks, and fortunately just dropped the ball, but very catchable for sure.
So they went up top, wanted to go big on the first play of the drive. Incomplete. Center is Mark Nabu. Ashton Funk is one of the guards. Demetrius Crownover is the right tackle. Big frame. He's got some experience on that offensive line. Over the middle, he wanted Theo Mellon Orstrom, but in coverage to tap it away was Jordan Lockhart.
That was a great play by Lockhart right there. He's the one that returned that ball for a touchdown, right? Or the interception earlier, and he's doing well. It's good to see.
That's the exact matchup we talked about earlier with those tight ends lined up against a linebacker downfield. That's a tough matchup for any linebacker, right? And especially a guy like Theo that you know can really move downfield. So
timeout.
Defense has been
The first
impressive.
of the half.
That's
It'll be
right.
30 seconds.
And Lockhart in particular, that's great.
Lockhart played in 10 games last year. He had 11 tackles. 6 of those were in the Aggies win over McNeese. They get a timeout on the field. We brought up the schedule early on. Something we'll kind of revisit here. A&M's going to start the year with 2 home games. Late August against UTSA, then September 6th against Utah State. And then they get a September 13th road trip to South Bend to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who was in the national championship game last year.
Hey, I'm okay starting off slow. I'll take that.
Lead
that
up to
easy
that
start.
Notre Dame game, yeah.
You don't have to jump in right now.
3rd and 10 Maroon from the Maroon 25-yard line.
Marcel Reed has a quick completion out to the right side. And we're going to take a look back at that touchdown earlier. The Miles O'Neal TD to Isaiah Williams. Look at that catch. I mean, the coverage is terrific from Adonis Curry.
Hey, you just got to make a play, baby, and he did. You know, somebody's got to make a play, and that's what they always telling you on the edge right there, and he did it.
Well, that's terrific stuff. Athletic play.
That's how you earn the respect of your quarterbacks. You can just throw it up there. It wasn't the perfect throw either. It was a little inside, and coverage was great.
Well, that did not take a good bounce on that punt for the Maroon team. They'll down it.
That's the Will Johnson sandwich I'm used to.
No, my sandwich flies over the green, and I've got a further chip back, usually, is how that works out. So the white team will have it. They'll look to pad the lead. They're up 16-7. I was talking a moment ago about the schedule. Seth, that Notre Dame game, you took on the Irish twice.
I did.
In your career, you took a trip to South Bend, and then the next year beat Notre Dame back here at Kyle Field.
Yeah, and it was very hot that day, and they have long grass up there, so it was an interesting environment, to say the least.
Harder to move in?
Well, you just felt slow.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, that's a hit up the middle.
But no, going into Notre Dame like that, like they're going to be doing in September is you know, everyone's going to be in awe a little bit, but you just got to, you're going to see, you know, touchdown Jesus and everything about that. But you just got to put all that aside and go out and play and act like you've been there before. It is an environment, you know, but the fans are there, but it's really spread out and spaced.
Tarian York belting a quarterback there. I don't know.
What's that about?
I don't know if he's
I think as captain, you can get away with that kind of thing.
yeah, the captain, he takes a captain's exemption there. Miles O'Neal took the brunt of it. And O'Neal will roll to the right. He's going to get run out of bounds by Dalen Evans.
Not a bad decision there when there's that much pressure. Guess he didn't see anything downfield.
Yep, good coverage again downfield. Double post route call, trying to take a shot there. Didn't have leverage on either post. Good job staying in front of the chains, though. At least give yourself a 3rd down and makeable, 3rd and 7. This is when Mike Elko really does shine. You know, the defensive, creative genius that he is, creating one-on-ones up front, trying to make the quarterback hot in protection, but not exposing the back end. He does such a great job on these 3rd and long situations.
Snap comes from Coley Fayu. Miles O'Neal incomplete. Coverage.
That was an impressive job there by Papa, the left tackle. Showed good athleticism. He was using his hands very nicely, so it's good to see the young guys like that doing their deal.
Bravion Rogers, good coverage there on the crossing route as well. Didn't like the corner route, tried to get back down to that crossing route, and it's a tight window throw.
He wanted Isaiah Williams, but Rogers was there. And the punt will come from Tyler White. He's boomed a couple into the end zone. KC Concepcion will let this one fly as well, and into the end zone once more. Now the Maroon team's going to get it back. Had the one sustained drive of the day. It ended with a touchdown pass from Marcel Reed to Ashton Bethel-Roman. The white team countered with their own TD pass. Both of them were fantastic catches. The white team touchdown, Miles O'Neal to Isaiah Williams.
I'd be surprised if they don't come out here throwing it, trying to get Marcel a good drive to end the game on and find some easy completions. I feel like they've been stuck in 3rd and long situations, though, and it's just so tough for any offense to play behind the chains.
Yeah, that's where no one wants to operate.
Caught in the backfield. Behind the chains again, Landon Rink.
Yeah, it looks like they dialed up some kind of run blitz there, and it worked out for them. Good to see the freshman getting in, though. It's always exciting. Another kid that should be in high school, isn't that right?
Yeah, he's a true freshman. Cypress, Texas, Cy-Fair High School. Totaled up 86 tackles for loss in his high school career. That's living in the opposition's backfield. Lamont Rogers is one of the tackles. He's on the left side. Robert Borden is the tackle for the Maroon team on the right side. That is batted straight up in the air, and is it intercepted? 2 of them converged. Will Lee was one of them, and Lee stays on the ground right now. In the game for the Maroon at quarterback is Brady Hart. He had that pass tipped up in the air, and Will Lee was slow to get up after he nearly ran down an interception.
Those are the ones you always hold your breath on as a quarterback when you see that ball deflected and hanging in the air.
Across that defensive front, Jaden Scarlett's one of them, Landon Rink, Marco Jones as well, and Solomon Williams.
I'll tell you, Rink is disruptive on this drive, man. You love to see it.
Rink got in there to disrupt that play.
Yeah, hopefully he can carry that on to the season. But, I mean, he did it all his high school career, so why wouldn't he continue to do that? That's the hope at least.
Back deep to receive this punt is Isaiah Williams. Makes the fair catch at his own 47-yard line. Good field position for the white team to start up 16-7.
White takes over first down and 10.
We've hit on the schedule a bit. After that Notre Dame game, A&M will take September 20th off, and then you get 3 straight conference games at home starting September 27th against Auburn. If you want to see the Aggies next year, do it early.
I'm about to say, that's right.
5 home games before the middle of October.
We have quite the road trip ahead of us, mid to late season, right? Or for the rest of the season almost.
Yeah.
I think you only have one more home game after that, and everything's gone.
Yeah, catch the Aggies early. Front half loaded with home games. I mean, net stacked up. Miles Davis is in there. Also in on the tackle was Chase Sims, true freshman from Richmond Randall, where he went 16-0 last year and was a state champion.
I've been really impressed with this defensive line, both sides of the football. And again, I know the advantage is for them. We expect them to do good, but it's always encouraging when that's one of the biggest question marks for this defense is how are you going to replace 3 great players? And well, they've really shown up and showed out today.
Isaiah Williams is run out of bounds by the true freshman in the defensive backfield, Dejon Petaway, a Katy Pato product.
Yeah, you mentioned replacing those defensive linemen. You know, you've got hopefully an early first round pick, and then a couple other guys getting picked up, but they're doing great today. They're definitely showing out and whipping this offensive line pretty good.
O'Neal has E.J. Smith in the backfield with him, and he thought he wanted to take off and run. He'll throw, but too high for Amari Nyblack. That is the transfer from Texas, and he has been very impressive all spring. He's earned the nickname Jurassic from his teammates during this spring. I mean, he can go up and get them, and this will take us to break. This will end the third quarter. 1 frame to go in the maroon and white game, and the white is up 16-7. We may get the punt in before we go to break. We're going to do that. Well, clocks went to 0, but they're going to allow them to punt anyway. KC Concepcion will fair catch it.
That was when Elko's back there just overruling people.
Yeah. Commissioner of the maroon and white game said, "Hey, go ahead and finish the quarter with the punt." So now that will end the third quarter. Still a white team lead, 16-7. That hasn't changed. Maroon with the ball when we come back. Trailing 16-7, and they have Eli Morcos as their quarterback on this drive, and Morcos will take off and run. He gets hit. He loses the football. It's still loose. Picked up. It's a turnover. It was picked up by the white team.
Little nerves there, nerves there for the young freshman coming out. It was a great start to it.
It was a good read.
It was. There's nothing to it. He just got to hold on to the ball, but it was a good play.
In took the back. He pulled the ball. He just got to hang on to it. A little loose there, trying to switch it.
Another guy with his first play out of high school. You know.
Yep.
Should be another guy graduating this spring, but he'll get another chance.
You know the great golfer I am. That reminds me of, you're in a member guest tournament. Everyone's standing around watching you off the 1 tee box.
No breakfast balls.
Yeah, no breakfast balls. You shank in the water. It happens. We all do it.
Kelvion Riggins recovered the fumble, and the white team set up quite nicely. Preston Landis will get this handoff, and then he is hit at the 20-yard line by Isaiah Willis.
It's so difficult playing quarterback, and you're just not in a rhythm offensively, and you're getting pressure, and then you start trying to do too much, and then you start trying to escape too quickly and make pressure or create pressure in your mind when it's not there. It's hard to get in a rhythm, right, when the defense is constantly around you, and presents some opportunity too. Paxton Land had a good first half drive. He looked sharp.
So he's back there waiting for the shotgun snap. His Land faked the handoff to Landis. That is a nice break on the football and batted down by Jordan Pride, the redshirt freshman from Blountstown, Florida.
And now's the time for a lot of these kids to take advantage of the opportunity that's given to them to get a lot of snaps and live bullets thrown their way, and that's when guys can really shine and be impressive.
This fourth quarter is set to be played with a running clock with no timeouts. Speaking of how good a golfer McGee is, Mike Elko knows he's got a tee time that he's got to get to, and Steven's got to book it, get that twilight fee in.
I'm hungry, man. They don't have any snacks up here for us.
There'll be something post game. Oh, there's pressure. Land rolling. The pressure came from last year's 12th man, Nana Bawedi Owusu.
I'm not going to pronounce that name, but
just call him the 12th man.
Play.
You can just call him the 12th man.
That's the kind of effort you expect out of your 12th man right there.
He was given chase. So it is 4th down.
Another 35-yard field goal, Will.
Oh, these are so difficult for some people.
These are tough.
Jared Zirkle. He's the one that's going to try it. Did he get it? Yes, he did. So some folks don't have a lot of trouble with 35-yard field goals.
No pulled hammies for
we
the
alluded to
real
this
athletes
earlier. I don't know
there.
if you guys got the story in when I was gone.
No, we didn't. Let's hear it.
Well, Stephen McGee, about a month ago, I don't know, this was disrespect to kickers. He thought he could just trot out at any time and make a 35-yard field goal. He told all his friends. Well, he used the indoor facility here in the Graham Athletic Complex to prove all his friends were wrong. That didn't go that well, Stephen.
Well, it was windy, right?
In the indoor facility.
They had the fans on, the jumbo fans too, guys. Come on now. The worst, but you can miss a kick, but when you pull your hamstring trying to kick,
pull your hamstring and miss, huh?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, the end result for McGee was 2 big misses wide right and a hamstring problem. That was the result of his 2 tries. Did it give you a newfound respect for what Zirkle's doing here today, and then Liam Padron, the 53-yarder?
Well, yeah, needless to say, he's the player of the game in my book. Anything made 35 plus, he's going to get the award. I'm a big kicker fan now. I was always a little skeptical of those guys. Like, what are they doing?
You got to respect them, man.
They're always over there in the
you
corner.
don't see them in practice.
Speaking of golf, that's all you do, man. You just do the same
sandwich.
thing over and over again.
You played with Shane Leckler, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
I remember we were at the Texans.
I've heard stories there.
Leckler, we're doing off-season workouts, and we're going over these bags, and the strength coach pauses everything, and he brings out these small little bags and says, "Leckler, you're on these."
But that time, Leckler was probably 40, too. He played forever. That's the good thing about being a punter or kicker. You could just play forever.
Longevity. Yeah, I heard stories that Leckler liked to get the chip game in when there wasn't a lot of special teams work in Houston.
Oh, yeah. He's probably still a 1 handicap.
And I can remember playing golf with our kicker at the Browns and thinking I could outdrive him, at 305, whatever. And he just slaughtered me every time. Like, I gave him my best, and he'd outdrive me like 40 yards.
They're more athletic than you think, huh? He's got a flag down as Brady Hart runs. We'll have to check the laundry.
A little early start off the edge there. Appreciate the eagerness, but should be an offsides.
I got to fit quarterbacks and offensive linemen. They'll be the first to point out a defensive guy jumping into the neutral zone.
Absolutely.
And then the ref calls
penalty.
false start on the offense. Yeah,
That's when you get really frustrated.
Let's see
there.
here. Oh, that's definitely, I don't know, it looked like a little early start to me. Tackle reacting to a guy jumping off, right, Seth? Can I get a little
absolutely.
back up
No,
here?
yeah, I'm backing you up. That's
you.
I agree that 30 jumped off there.
It was Solomon Williams who jumped. They called it on Robert Borden. Blake Bunton has a catch out at the 26-yard line.
That was a great throw there. On time, back foot hits, 1 hitch. Deep curl route, hit him right in the face mask. I know it's not a first down, but a great throw.
Yeah, he made the most of it, and that's what they saw. Obviously saw a lot out of him to get him to retransfer, whatever they call that, to get in early. But that was he's got potential, man.
Isaiah Williams back to field another punt that will come from Truett Turney. Lets it land all the way to the 16-yard line.
Good punt. Way to make the most of a bad situation. Flip the field.
It's been slow going for this Maroon offense, other than the big drive that Marcel put together there with a couple big pass completions. But you got to get something going, right? You got to end this game with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, I mean, you want to give something that even though, like, and these young guys want to take advantage of this opportunity, and Elko wants to go out on a high note. He doesn't want to see, you know, a bunch of sloppy play, even if you're young right here. So these kids got to make the most of it.
Truett Toomey, the punt. Miles O'Neill with Tiger riding in the backfield. They'll start at their own 16. Loft one. Keone Armstrong came down with it. It's a catch. Got a foot in.
It's a great catch. This is a big guy we talked about earlier. A lot of people are excited about him going up, making a good play there. But what I see from that is that, you know what, number one's open in the flat. Take that, right? Don't make the hard ones that are, you know, 20% completion rate. Go take the guy in the flat. He's number one. What great learning opportunity for these young quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure the coach will get them all coached up, but he took the hard route.
Worked out.
Oh, that may have been defensive pass interference. There was somebody on the face. Julian Humphrey grabbed the face mask of Isaiah Williams, but he made the catch.
Wow.
He doesn't have his helmet, but he has the ball.
Great little hand battle there. That's what it's all about, man. You know, DBs and wide receivers, I'm sure you've had the experience, Steven. They talk more trash than anybody else out on the field. It's always fun to watch. As a lineman, you know, you're too tired trying to take care of your business. You know, but the DBs and wide receivers get into it. It's a beautiful thing.
They are the best trash talkers, aren't they?
They are.
Face mask, defense, number 6.
And they'll tell you that.
15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic, first down.
So they'll get more out of this. We have Miles O'Neill right now as 10 of 18 in this game for 130 yards and a touchdown.
Definitely shown some good things today, right? You know, he has a big arm, and I think it's all about just getting reps for these young guys. They're going to make mistakes. They're not going to look perfect. You don't expect them to, but you want them to have some confidence to build upon. And as they settle in, I think you're going to see them pick up the pace of play, make good decisions, and he's got a lot of ability, and I think that's why these Aggies are excited about what he can bring to the table long term.
He has an interception, but that was off his receiver. Got away. Now just gets rid of it, throws it out of bounds.
A lot of pressure up the middle. No free guys, though, so he made the right decision to roll out and throw that one away. And that's what I mean, I'm sure you guys were taught that in the quarterback room, but that as an offensive lineman, you want to see a quarterback have the ability to not sit back there and think that he's got to make something happen and just get rid of the ball, and that's what he did. So that's impressive for the young kid.
Just looking at the other side for the Maroon team, Marcel Reed at quarterback in this game. 15 of 25, 169 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
Oh, I lost his shoe on a long run. Love it.
Good gainer down to the 21. That's Tiger riding, the DeSoto product.
He's had a little bit of a game, man. He might be well, with that, he probably is our leading rusher.
Can't abandon the run, right? You got to keep going at it, and then eventually you break one late in the game. Guys get tired up front, keep pushing on them. And
well, that's what happens when, I mean, the good running teams always run the ball late. They don't. It comes out in the fourth quarter, and apparently it's coming out here. Hopefully they can finally continue to get this deal to work.
Send Isaiah Williams in motion. Hand it off right up the middle. The Maroon team stacks it up. Nana Boadi-Owusu is there. So was DJ Sanders, the true freshman from Belleville, Texas, highly recruited. And also in there for the Maroon team, Dayon Hayes, the grad transfer from Colorado.
You know, Seth kind of hinted at it earlier and how college football has changed so much, and guys can leave. You know, you're rebuilding a roster and how difficult it is to maintain. You got guys going pro. If you're bringing in the right guys, they're going on the draft. And so Mike Elko's done a phenomenal job of rebuilding the roster, both when he got here, he hired, and then, of course, last year, right? Losing a lot of guys on the D-line, having to get wide receivers, and he's answered and addressed all of that. And I think also just building a good culture, right? That's another thing that's so difficult now, is building a cohesive locker room where guys are buying into winning football games, not just to trying to maximize their contract. And that's why I'm such a big believer in Mike Elko. Is he's not just a great football coach. I think he knows how to run a program.
I'm with you on that. He seems to be getting it all dialed in when it comes to the NIL stuff, the transfer portal, everything involved. And he's got the modern day college football game under control. I believe he understands it well.
He's going to watch Miles O'Neal loft one to the end zone. Got his man, got a foot down. It's a touchdown.
Interception.
No, it's interception by Adonis Curry.
I mean, to call you out there.
Curry,
You're the pro.
He was wearing Maroon.
It's like, it's hard to tell.
They're all Aggies, but all of a sudden one went to Maroon. It's Adonis Curry with an interception in the back of the end zone.
I like the way you think, Will.
Yeah, the offensive guys, they don't want interceptions. You guys want touchdowns.
Isaiah Williams got a little stumbled up there at the top of his route and wasn't able to go make a play on it, but it was a good job there by
he took
Mr. Curry.
Took advantage of what was given to him.
That's right.
Adonis Curry, the true freshman from Lancaster, California, went up and got it like a receiver, got a foot down. Comes up with the INT, and the Maroon goes back on offense.
There you go. There's a good completion on first down. Get the ball out of your hands quickly.
To Theo Mellon-Orstrom.
They're going to need more than this if the Maroon team's actually trying to mount a comeback. I mean, I could see them running through plays, but they better pick up the play calling and stretch out the field.
Do they work the onside kick in the spring?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you're – I mean, I know we're at the running clock, though. It's a 2-minute situation, obviously down 2 scores, but I want to see your quarterback operate that 2-minute system. Be surprised if they don't get into that here quickly. And
Ashton Funk is the center. Handed off to Reuben Owens. They're in the backfield. Guess who's in the backfield again? Landon Rink.
Good.
Back there with TJ Searcy.
kind of looks like Spencer Neely.
Speaking of the wild man himself.
That's right.
Hey, if he can have the output that Spencer had on the field as a player, it'd be great.
Talk about a guy that was great for the locker room, leadership, played with passion, made people around him better.
Reed will complete that to Mario Craver. And he gets popped by Jordan Shaw as he got that up the field. Shaw is the transfer from Washington.
Good job there by Marcel, getting through the read, crossing routes, start the read to the field there, low high to the corner, work crosser number 1 coming across, wasn't there, find crosser number 2. Good job progressing. That's exactly what I like to see out of Marcel as he takes this next step, developing as a pocket passer, getting through reads.
And another transfer making the most of it, and Craver.
Exactly.
Having a day for himself.
Time ticking away, and the white team leading 19-7.
Oh, I don't know. That's when you're like, you know, that's one of those ones when you're a player, you're just like, whatever, man. Now Marcel breaks that, and the rest just blow it, and, you know, you got to abide by it.
And TJ Searcy got a hand on the shoulder pad, but I'm with you. I don't think that would have been enough.
A lot of whistle sacks today.
That was the
Marcel
worst,
saying,
man.
hey, did you see the Florida game last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, LSU too. They couldn't tackle me.
Guy's still on IR.
Right up the middle, popped by Bryce Anderson, carry by Jamarian Morrow, the true freshman.
It's good to see the guys competing here late still. It matters, right? Every down matters.
But it especially matters to a coach looking at this film, you know, especially seeing what the young guys and how they're fighting at the end. They want to see him finish a game.
4th-year guy, Bryce Anderson, mixing it up. It's good culture.
4th-year guy still in the game this late in the spring, you know.
Absolutely.
That's culture, too. You don't see that. That's true. You don't see it.
Casey Concepcion, he's loose. They got to him at the 30-yard line. Does the Maroon want to try one more play? Maybe a little heave to the end zone. Don't know if they have enough time.
About to say they have timeouts.
Although the commissioner could step in and say, hey,
I know, I
run
was
one
about to
more
say.
play like he did in the third quarter. That's not the case.
Looks like they're calling it up.
This maroon and white game is in the books. Mike Elko and his Aggies conclude spring drills. They'll go into the offseason, then to preseason camp throughout August. And at the end of August, they will open the season.